Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be watching a Turkey Tom video, so yeah. Oh shit, wrong thing. Anyway, yeah, enjoy. Yeah, it's about cancel culture. I think this is going to be a spicy video, you know what I mean? You know? So yeah, let's watch it.
The idea of cancel culture, or being canceled, is something that's been discussed a lot over the past few years, and the general idea has been assigned to a lot of different scenarios. Perhaps they're being fired from their job, perhaps people are encouraging platforms like YouTube or Twitter to take down their channels, or perhaps they're being criticized for something that most people see as kind of petty. For whatever reason, a large group of people see it as just to cancel someone, and as such they do everything in their power to pressure individuals or entities into helping them. Among Twitter users, groups like K-pop fans have become notorious for starting waves of criticism against high-profile celebrities and online creators. YouTubers are obviously no exception to this. In the last year or so, audiences have witnessed multiple video game content creators go from just YouTube channels to voices in the mainstream culture, not unlike what happened with PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye around 2013. One of the people at the forefront of this new wave of channels has been Dream, someone who's actually only been uploading for a little less than 2 years. Dream managed to catch the resurgence of Minecraft in a big way, blowing up on YouTube for videos where he either does something absurd in a game or does a speedrun, videos of which have now accumulated literally hundreds of millions of combined views. His growth is extremely impressive, and as of now, it's showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. But we're not here to talk about Dream's videos. Not really. On May 19th of 2020, Dream uploaded the video, Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters Rematch. During this video, he used a song titled Navajo Race, a song clearly done in a style that imitates Native American music.
Run so far. Where are we? We have 1,000 already.
Oh, come here, Dream.
Oh my god. Guys, leave me be!
Don't let him get away.
While his use of it was pretty innocuous, one Twitter user was critical of it and decided to make a tweet about it. Hi everyone, I wanted to talk about this thing I saw in one of Dream's past manhunt videos. In the video, Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters Rematch, Dream used a specific soundtrack called Navajo Race. Our ceremony songs are sacred to our culture. To put them in a song that's supposed to be some type of Indiana Jones music is disrespectful. The response to this tweet from most people was to say that they didn't see what Dream did as particularly bad, and that this person is being offended by something that they really don't need to give a shit about.
Now, she has every right to feel offended. However, this attitude that you're not allowed to do this one thing because it's part of another culture, I personally think it's idiotic. This reminds me of that whole white women are not allowed to wear dreadlocks or curl their hair or whatever because it's disrespectful towards black women. Or, you know, non-natives can't wear headdresses. Okay, well, not everyone has the same belief as you.
We're not in 2016, 2017 anymore. The radical SJW, like, meme or whatever, it's all dead now, alright? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this post. All the people liking and retweeting this post are not actual Dream stans. The Dream should not be worried about this at all.
I'm willing to bet that most of my audience already agrees that this person's criticism is really petty and unnecessary. Dream obviously wasn't intentionally using the song in a disrespectful way, and I find it hard to see the merit in chastising people for using something inspired by a culture you take part in, when what they're doing isn't particularly damaging or harmful in any way. Despite this, Dream's response was to say, "Won't use it again, was unaware and was just looking for fitting music as always. Thank you for telling me." So he backs down and decided not to use music like this in the future. It's not that crazy, YouTubers do it all the time. What's more interesting about this entire thing is a take that Dream had in August of last year on a very similar issue. While playing Minecraft on stream, Dream did a war cry with a few other players.
Viva la resistance! Let's go! Let's go! Alright. We come back at dawn.
In response to this, some of his fans were upset. Dream woke up the next morning and posted some very aggravated tweets to his private account. Native Americans don't own screaming while flicking your tongue around. Of course war is offensive. People die. Saying Viva la Resistance is, I'm sure, offensive to French people. I literally have Native American in my blood. If you're offended, fuck off. I literally could care less. It's not offensive, and I don't want to be a baby. Get off my account if you want to critique people for having fun in a block game. It's not education. War cries are across every race, sexual orientation, and creed. SpongeBob isn't any less offensive. Sometimes people need to recognize that not everything that they see on the internet is true. educate yourselves. Obviously, when comparing these two responses, we're looking at polar opposite opinions here. One seems to be benign and happy to oblige, while the other is annoyed and believes that people criticizing him are uninformed idiots.
Okay. I think there's a little bit of a difference from using, like, Native American music than for, like, war crying sounds. I mean, it's just that, I think there's a different, like, doing war cries isn't, like, necessarily, like, tied to Native American culture. Those kind of things, though the way he did it was kind of a thing that, like, a stereotypical Native American would do. But it's not really specific to Native American culture, But I don't know. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's cultural appropriation, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just, I think it's different. You know what I mean? Like a war cry versus a song, like Native American folk song or whatever it was. I think there's a difference. You know what I mean? So I don't think this is necessarily giving into cancel culture. I don't think this is necessarily giving into cancel culture. Like, he didn't get canceled. If anything, he got canceled for cheating, so,
Seeing these side by side, I think people are bound to call Dream a hypocrite, but I don't actually see this as the case. Shortly after the private account tweets were posted, Dream responded on stream talking about what had happened and how he felt bad for responding in such a manner.
I woke up and the first thing I see is people messaging me telling me to kill myself and that I'm a horrible person, I'm a racist, and all this stuff from us yesterday during the war stream, doing a war cry whenever somebody donated to me and said do a war cry, and then I did a war cry, and then so did Sapnap and George. And so the first thing that I woke up to was that, essentially, and that's not something fun to wake up to. And I got upset and I tweeted out, like, if you're offended, F off, or something like that. And obviously that's not to the people that are offended by me doing a war cry. There was a tweet about it that is fine, it was respectful, people were being respectful about it and saying, like, they're offended and that it's appropriating Native American culture and stuff like that. And honestly, I have no intention to do that, and I had no intention to do that.
So here he says that he was upset because of how people were responding to him, and that he's sorry if he offended anyone. A lot of people see this as him going from being angry to realizing that he, in his eyes, had made some sort of mistake and decided to move on. Maybe he actually feels like he did something wrong. But what Dream said here doesn't exactly line up with what happened. He said that he was upset because he was being called a racist and being told that he doesn't deserve any support. Fair enough, I would be too, but that's not what he said in his tweets. There he said that people who are offended should fuck off. He says that war cries are across every culture, and that people have no reason to be angry with him. And I agree, people don't have a reason to be angry with him. But this isn't just two different tones, this is two completely different opinions. They're contradictory messages. So why did Dream do this? What made him want to back down so easily? The first time, he became very angry at the people criticizing him before deciding to just back down. The second time, he simply backed down and decided to apologize almost instantly. I think the answer is obviously that Dream made a business decision here.
I was referencing, and I think that both Sapnap and George, when I asked them, they thought the same exact thing. SpongeBob, when SpongeBob goes victory screech, and other times did other stuff like that. And so people got offended by that. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody, and had I not woken up to people calling me a racist and that I don't deserve support and all stuff like that, I probably would have just replied to that original tweet and said, hey, I'm sorry for offending you. I didn't mean to. What we did was not meant to be offensive. We were just referencing SpongeBob.
He simply did not want to deal with a backlash. When it happened before, it made him very upset, and he ended up being criticized by a bunch of white people with K-pop profile pictures for supposed cultural appropriation. He took the path of quick and simple
How do you know they're all white? I'm just saying.
conflict resolution. The least resistant.
And how do you know they're K-pop stans? Like, I bet some of them are, but, like, how do you know they're all K-pop stans? Like, Is he gonna show like a profile picture like Stan Luna or whatever?
But in doing so, Dream is
In a bio or
sacrificing what I
something?
think are his true opinions in exchange for making his business work. Most people on YouTube do this to some extent, whether it be not saying a specific word on YouTube because it will get your videos demonetized, or deciding to remain mostly a word on YouTube because it will get your videos demonetized, or deciding to remain mostly apolitical for the purpose of having the largest audience possible. But what Dream is doing here seems a little extreme. Going from being so angry to instantly complicit is a PR move through and through. The guy has millions of dollars in his revenue stream right now, and he doesn't want to jeopardize it. But in doing so, I think it won't be long before more of his fans decide that him doing things that are increasingly more menial and not offensive are fair game to go after him for. Let's take a look at another recent example of this happening. Corpse Husband is a YouTuber who's blown up.
I don't know. I think it's... Why would his fans turn on him for complying with people telling him that it's like not to do that? Like, I don't get it. Why would they turn on him? That literally makes no sense. In fact, I think they should... I think they'd be happy that, what's his name? Dream is changing, he's becoming a better person, quote unquote, I mean, I agree that it's a PR stunt, but I don't know if they're gonna turn on him. And I don't think it's necessarily due to cancel culture, either. I mean, it might be, actually, because he might get canceled by K-pop stans. I feel like he's strawmanning a little bit there, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's continue.
Up in the past year, going from a creepypasta reading channel to making Among Us content in tandem with music, which has been surprisingly successful on Spotify as well. All of this is tied together by his distinctly deep and raspy voice.
Yo, Corpse, what's going on?
Hello, friend.
Wow.
Kicks like Kuno, kicks like Kuno.
Wait, what?
Corpse has become so mainstream in recent times that he's even been live with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, streaming in front of hundreds of thousands of people. The guy is well on his way to becoming a music artist in the same realm of recognizability as Joji is. Well, on October 17th of 2020, Corpse posted a Twitter video where he apologized for saying the word dyke in a YouTube video where he was reading a story and one of the characters was being homophobic.
For those of you who don't know, primarily I've done true horror story narration for years on my channel. The stories are sent in by my viewers, they write all of it, and I narrate their story to share their experience of what they've gone through with the world. These are real life experiences of, real shit that people go through. About a year ago, I was sent in a story from someone who's trans. I was glad to cover this story despite some backlash I might get from, boomers and shit, because I wanted to show the struggles of what trans people go through. And I support trans people. TLDR, the story is about an old Christian woman who is trying to hurt them and do horrible things to them. During the story, the person who is trans is called the D word. In the video, I read the word out loud, and I realize now I shouldn't have done that. I didn't realize the severity of the word, or else I obviously wouldn't have said it. There are over 2,000 comments on the video, and none of them mention it. I had no idea this hurt anybody at all, and that's the last thing I want to do. I've taken the video down now, I understand my mistake, and I'm sorry. Thank you to the people trying to teach me about this. Some people were just blindly hating me, but most of the people I've seen have been very reasonable.
Apart from how funny the idea is that all of these horror stories are completely true, they're definitely real shit. Let's take a second to talk about what Corpse is apologizing for here. He's saying that he is sorry for
Why does it matter if it's...
reading the word out loud, in context, in the story. I've been trying to figure out who was upset about this. I can't seem to find any popular tweet or video calling him out for it. All I can see are people replying after the fact, once he had apologized. But there's no reason to think that Corpse is lying, and in the video he says that out of the 2,000 comments, no one had an issue with it. So let's say he simply saw one person say that they were upset by it. Why did he apologize? In the video itself, Corpse fails to really say what he did wrong other than that he didn't understand the gravity of the word. And it would make sense for him to use this kind of language in a response if he was apologizing for, let's say, calling an actual lesbian a dyke or something like that. But he's not. So I really have a hard time understanding what Corpse did wrong here or what he should be apologizing for. Ultimately, I'm left to draw the same conclusion as I did with Dream. Corpse felt as though his fans were going to be upset if more news of this spread and decided to get ahead of the curve. He posted his Twitter apology.
I don't know. This video seems like kind of conspiratorial. It's like, oh, it's just a business ploy, but I mean, I don't know. I think we should give like the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? I mean, I made the same mistake when I told people to vote for Bernie Sanders. Not Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden. Like like Joe Biden. I said that he's gonna do all these great things, but no. I've been yeah. Anyway, I've been disappointed in him lately. So anyway, I don't know. I think he's
as a means of quelling any controversy, much to the disappointment of the commentary community.
Okay, like I said before, the word that he's talking about is not dick. It's not any other, actual swear word that starts with D. It rhymes with bike. Kike.
Oh fuck! He used an anti-Semitic slur. Nice, very cool, very very cool. I don't know. Yeah, I need to go back.
Much to the disappointment of the
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I feel like he's actually progressive, considering, he just wants to be progressive. You know what I mean? I think he's actually progressive. He talked with AOC, which is a progressive politician. He said that he supports the trans community and stuff like that. So, I think he's just trying to better himself, whatever he thinks that is better for him. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
commentary community.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit, shall we say, reductive? I'm not, okay, reductive. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think it's a little bit reductive to put him in this image. You know what I mean? I think it's yeah. I think he's just progressive, and he just wants to be more progressive, and yeah.
Like I said before, the word that he's talking about is not dick. It's not any other, actual swear word that starts with D. It rhymes with bike. Kike.
Okay. What's the name of this guy's channel? Memify, my man. How the hell did you manage to avoid saying the D word and then say
Kike? And then you replace that with a D. Again, I don't know if I can say it.
I mean, Jesus, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? I guess I know what's going on in the Roblox community these days. But by making business moves in such a manner, what Corpse is doing here is backing away from his ability to say basically anything that could be seen as offensive to anyone. Like it or not, anything you do online is bound to offend someone, and it's something you just have to accept. You're never going to be able to make everyone happy all of the time.
Yeah, that's true, but if you can somehow reduce the amount of people that are offended, then maybe you should do that. You know what I mean? You should do that. I don't know. I guess if they're offended by something stupid, it's kind of stupid. He's not actually, he doesn't actually hate lesbians. You know what I mean? I think to offend less people, he can not say the D word. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's continue.
By giving into anyone and everyone, you pour water directly on that slippery slope. Before long, saying things like idiot and moron are going to be off limits. And I have...
Oh yeah, that's true. Here's a funny story from... I got banned from r/socialism for using quote-unquote ableist language. I said Trump-tard. Apparently one of the words that were ableist... okay, I said the R slur, which is... ableist. I understand why people are offended by that, but I said in one of the posts, I said stupid, and apparently that's ableist. Some people just stretch shit way too far. You know what I mean? They usually stretch it way too far, the definitions. You know what I mean? Or they just compact it into something very specific. That's like something that people do. They either stretch it. They either stretch the definitions of like discriminatory discriminatory language, or they compact it into, oh, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
Full faith that people like Dream and Corpse would pretty quickly apologize if someone called them out for saying those exact words. It's just kind of sad and unnecessary, but not everyone reacts
How is it sad that he's not saying the D word?
like they do. Fitz is a gaming YouTuber who you likely know from his channel or from his collaborative business venture, The Misfits. Fitz and his pals blew up a few years ago on YouTube doing Let's Play videos on games like Fortnite and Counter-Strike. If you watch any video game content on YouTube, it's likely that you've at least heard of him.
This is my face. I hope you're not too disappointed. Please be gentle in the comment section.
In January of this year, Fitz got into some hot water for saying retard on a live stream, prompting some people on Twitter to be rather upset. And while I think the
I mean, okay. Yeah, this is a bit too far, you know, to get someone banned for using the R slur.
response to what seems to be a pretty small minority of people who complained about this is overblown, I do agree with the basic principle here, so I think it's worth discussing. Fitz responded by saying that he hopes we live in a world someday where no one can say anything at all. He's expressing a similar sentiment here to what Dream—
Fuck me, this anti-SJW type language, dude. Fuck me. Oh, he's fucking Fitz in his Dude, this is so, like, anti-SJW language. Like, this is, like, one of the things they say. They, they get called out for using, like, a slur, and then they say, I hope we can live, we're not gonna be able to say words anymore. Fucking bottomless pit. Retards. Ha, I said the R slur, haha. Don't go cancel me, whatever.
Dream did in August, but unlike Dream, he never changed his stance. And as a result, he's ultimately lost nothing. But it's not as simple as that. Fitz probably feels a lot more comfortable not backing down because his videos themselves and his sense of humor publicly is kind of edgy, whereas someone like Dream has become a face for family-friendly content, and he probably sees it as advantageous to back down before it gets out of hand. However, I think if he actually compared the size of his audience to the relative size of the people who are upset, he would realize that they pose a relatively small risk to his bottom line. That being said, this risk won't be so low forever. I think what people like Dream and Corpse don't realize is that by giving into these comparatively small mobs of people, they're actually hurting their careers in the long run.
How? Like, how has he lost subscribers? Hold on. Let's go on social. Let's go see. I changed my profile picture. Quite cool, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's go see. What's his name? Alright. Let's see, how's he been doing? So, I don't know. I think being more progressive with your audience, this kind of reminds me of go woke, go broke that kind of mentality. I think that's what he's hinting at, like go woke, go broke. But okay, let's go look at what's his Corpse husband. Corpse husband. Yeah, he hasn't really lost anything. Oh. He probably deleted some videos or something. Yeah. I don't think they've lost anything. In fact, they probably gained more subscribers. Yeah, subscribers. Yeah, more subscribers. They're probably estimating it. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I think being more progressive actually made him gain more subscribers. I think just being more progressive just includes a lot of people, and, like, you know, like, you bring in more, like, more diverse of an audience. So I think being progressive actually includes more people, if you know what I mean. So,
While in the
yeah.
short term, they may be getting these people off of their back and pleasing these displeased portions of their audience, in the long run, they are backing themselves into a corner from which they can never back out of. And if they do, they risk not only alienating, but also angering large swaths of people who have come to expect that they will give in to any mild critique of their content or character. These somewhat ridiculous criticisms should remain seen that way, as ridiculous. Instead, when you give in to people who are angry at you because you said a word in context, you
Again, it's this go woke, go broke mentality, dude. Fuck me.
open up the door for plenty of other unfounded critiques to be legitimized and then leveled at you. And these apologies seem rather insincere when you take into account their tone matched with the actual criticism being thrown at them. I can't imagine a real human feeling bad for this. In the future, I hope that people like Corpse Husband and Dream cease to give
I don't know. Corpse Husband seemed pretty genuine. I mean, he seems to, like, improve. I think he supported Black Lives Matter at some point. I think he did. Anyway, I think we've seen enough of this video. Saying go woke, go broke is a very stupid thing to say. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching, and, goodbye.